What is going on? I'm Zedmont. We have refreshed the creator boost in the shop to be Zedmont in every Supercell game. Yesterday's video that you can find over here in the video inbox talked about how to handle big melons. Now that should have been small melons. We're talking about cantaloupes and honeydews, and today's video is going to be all about those giant watermelon that you get in the middle of summer. So today, the Mega Crab shadow has appeared. And I gotta say, my mind is 1,000% spinning about this Mega Crab. So, if we look at our operations, we are finding that we're getting all sorts of, wherever the heck it is, getting all sorts of critter launchers all over the place. Come on, look at this. Critter launchers all over the place. Will those transfer over to the Mega Crab? We really don't know yet. It's gonna be very interesting. Also, those barbed wire pieces that are randomly dispersed amongst the map, are those going to be on the Mega Crab? Tiny little issue, no one really cares, let's be honest. But in the past, there have never been grapplers, actually not never, there has not been grapplers or sky shields recently on the Mega Crab, which has made Bullit into an absolute beast. Yesterday's video was about which troop combos work well for low levels in the Mega Crab and for clearing your map. Today we're going to talk about max levels, and I am not one who says this is the best combo. That is like saying what's faster, a 4x4 or a two-wheel drive. It depends. It depends if you have instant training. It depends which stage you're looking at. This is kind of a cool base, by the way. This person clearly pushing the offensive boundaries of the game. So we're going to actually barrage our troops, but I am using Everspark with Critter Swarm. That is a great way to keep your mechs and or Scorchers alive. All those critters doing great things to slow down those single shot defenses. Now, I am on Camp Scorcher. I know a lot of you have switched over to be on Team Mech. Mechs do great in the fact that they shock things. They're just a little bit too slow for me. So if you use mechs or Scorchers, doesn't really matter. You might want to have Kavan in with Second Wind just because that way you're going to get some healing on your back Meloniers, but it really depends. What you need out front is some form of tank. If you've never played other games that use the term tank, it has nothing to do with that blue thing the lady drives in this game that people used with medics for years and years. It is something that will be out front and get shot in the face. Then we've got our damage, which is our Meloniers, and then we've got our support, which is Everspark popping those critters left, right, and center. We don't have any healers. You could put Kavan back there for that exact purpose. Medkits also a good option, but it really comes down to whatever the heck troops you have maxed. Also comes down to what statues you have. So there is no one perfect answer, unfortunately. Ideally, you play with things right now while you've got time. On a base with lots of boom cannons, I tend to mix in a couple boats, or at least one boat of riflemen. That way the riflemen are getting shot in the face, helping those critters stay alive. As you can see on this right-hand side, we've got that critter launcher absolutely destroying our troops. If there are critter launchers on the Mega Crab, it is going to drastically change the Mega Crab landscape. So that's going to be the first thing to look out for. Do consider subscribing for sneak peeks on this Mega Crab. Typically, Mega Crab sneak peeks are very boring because we've had all these crabs every year for like 4 or 5 years at this point. But since this update, there's been a bunch of wild cards thrown in. Are there going to be lots and lots of bugs? It's quite possible. Are we going to have sky shields and or grapplers? Also possible. Those critter launchers, though, are going to make the Mega Crab so different if they are involved. Do consider subscribing. I can't wait to throw that sneak peek out, assuming that I'll be able to make one. We have cleared my entire map, so I'm a little bit short today. But like I said, mixing in some other form. If you don't have mechs or Scorchers, consider throwing heavies in. Just a reminder that those heavies right there, sorry, not those heavies, Scorchers at a low level suck. Scorchers, one Scorcher per boat, they absolutely suck. I do not recommend using them. Also, another quick note, mixing in some Laser Rangers, not a bad thing. I know a bunch of you have said, but I wanted Lasertrons. Laser Ranger's pretty darn good as well. So even a troop combo like this, there are lots and lots of ways to beat the Mega Crab, and it's all about statues. I think it's Baseless Stew, I think was saying, has 3 resource reward statues. You want damage. Damage, damage, damage is going to do all of the good things. The more damage you have, the further you're going to get a Mega Crab. That's simple. Yes, you need a little bit of health, but lots and lots of damage will be the difference between a solo and it taking 2, or a 2 and taking 3. One more quick detail before we call it a day. I have seen a bunch of you saying, I am delaying dropping my Scorchers because the melons are damaging them. Well, no, they're definitely not. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to flare onto this building right here. I'm going to put all my critters underneath that smoke. And guess what? None of the critters are going to die. Why I only did the smoke for the timing, but watch this. All of our melons are going to drop on top of those, and every single critter is going to be alive. Let's throw a smoke there and a smoke there just to do it one more time. We probably could have counted. There like 1, 2, I think there's 5 critters there. And guess what? There's going to be 5 critters after these dudes drop their melons on top. Let's see what happens. I know a lot of you are cringing right now, but I have seen this over and over and over again. Look at that. There come the 5 critters right there. These guys do not do friendly fire. They also do not clear mines. So friendly fire includes critters, by the way. They're not going to damage your troops. They're not going to damage your critters. That's why I really like using Everspark with them. With Grenadiers, for example, your Grenadiers are going to damage your Scorchers. They're going to damage Bullit. You're going to end up losing all your critters. Meloniers look like they're doing all this shrapnel, but that shrapnel is completely and utterly harmless. Do use Everspark with these guys. Great things come of it. I'm getting all riled up here. I just hate it when I see people, good players, saying things like, "Don't use Meloniers with critters because it kills all your critters." Look at this; they're just exploding all over those critters, and guess what? They're still there. 0 damage done. These things are doing like 2,100 damage per shrapnel per giant melon bouncing in the sky, and 0 issues with your critters being lost. So heavies out front, maybe. Lasers in behind. I really do like lasers. They might not be the best option for this Mega Crab simply because they don't have a ton of health, and it just depends how clumped up those buildings are. If you get some of those Mega Crab bases where everything's super clumped at the beginning, maybe the lasers are the answer. It really comes down to the base and the layout, though, and that's, again, it's 2-wheel drive versus 4-wheel drive, on-road versus off-road, trying to use metaphors that resonate with many people. Paper, pencil, or pencil or pen. Again, it really depends. It would suck to use a pen when you have to use a 2B pencil or whatever the heck it is for those Scantron tests. The best is all dependent on whatever the heck's in front of you. So we are going to go and we are going to drop our heavies out front. Again, Scorchers would very likely be a far better solution for this one, but we are going to throw a shock onto there. We're going to get Everspark with her critters pooping out all over the place. And then we're going to get rid of those critter launchers. Using GBE on critter launchers, if they're on the Mega Crab, is going to be so critical, which is going to make those later stages very interesting. Before, you used to have to save your gunboat energy for shock blasters and shock launchers. Now there's going to be an extra layer or two, maybe. I have no idea. Please, that was completely spoken out of turn. Maybe. I really hope there are critter launchers, but I really hope they're balanced as well. This might be the hardest diamond statue to get, hardest legendary statue to get, simply because there are a whole lot of unknowns at play here. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you think there's going to be grapplers, think there's going, and why I say grapplers is just because Grapplers would be the biggest game changer I could think of for the longest time when it came to the Mega Crab. Critter launchers obviously have trumped that, but I, grapplers would make Bullit and Scorchers absolutely unusable, or very, very unlikely to be usable. So, and why I say grapplers again is simply because grapplers, there's been a lot of changes in the game. We're getting a lot of random things popping up in the game, whether it be force points not being super duper accurate or stable or consistent. I'm just the world, anything that you could imagine would happen might happen. Like I don't think we're gonna get like those super mortars or that BFG 5000 or whatever, but anything else I feel like might just be in play, even if it's just critter launchers. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked, and if that isn't coming through, I am pretty darn stoked on the possibility for this mega crab. Oh, 2 crystals. Speaking of stoked, and this is exactly why you want to go do those stages. Not only are you going to get guaranteed crystals, there's bonus crystals, and you want to get your melons maxed. Get those melons as big and strong as you possibly can, because it's just going to make your troops have more health, more damage, and let you get farther in the Mega Crab. Also, they're not going to die, so if you don't have instant training, the farther you can level these things up, the better off you're going to be. Sure, they'll cost a little bit more gold to reload, but the fact they're going to be alive and kicking, even if they have, like, once they get into that red health, it just means that they would have been alive had you upgraded them a little bit farther. CR heavies not really doing that great of a job, but they are still standing out front, and I give a lot of credit there towards Everspark. Her critters are absolutely keeping some of those heavies alive. Not a lot, but just enough for us to take down this stage, cruising on through. Let's be honest, Scorchers are going to be a better choice, but if you don't have Scorchers, or they're low leveled, or your landing crafts aren't upgraded to max so you can fit 2 of them in there, maybe throwing in some heavies not such a bad idea as we throw all of our gunboat energy towards that final stage. That is going to be it for me. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for commenting. Let me know what you think about this Mega Crab. Are you excited? 2 crystals twice in a row, back to back. That is free powder. That is free powder right there. Really liking that. Because any of you who've ever had a glimpse inside my sculptor, you know I need all the powder I can get. I tend to get my converting going using all of my diamonds. That is why I need you guys throwing code ZMOT in the shop. My laser rangers on this account are only, where are we at here? Well, they're only at level 5. My other one is maxed, as you've probably already seen. I'm Zedmod. Thank you for coming in, liking, sharing, subscribing, all those YouTubey type stuff. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Peace.